Welcome to another Deep Dive Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here today because we are unpacking some truly groundbreaking research. You know how we've been told our entire lives that the ultimate key to health is simply drinking 8 glasses of plain water a day? Well, if you're over the age of 60, recent circulation and blood viscosity studies are revealing that traditional hydration advice might actually be failing you. Today, we're going to break down exactly why that is, and much more importantly, what you can actually do about it. Okay, let's dive right into this. How many of you are just intensely frustrated because you're doing everything right? You carry your water bottle everywhere, you stay incredibly hydrated, but you still experience that persistent brain fog, heavy legs, dizziness, or freezing cold hands and feet. It's incredibly common. And as it turns out, the water is there, but the circulation response, it's completely missing. Take a look at the shocking statistic. Circulation studies have found that in adults over 60, drinking plain water can actually slow effective blood flow by up to 79% compared to optimized hydration methods. Yeah, you heard that right. It can actually slow it down. Why? Because when you drink plain water, it temporarily dilutes your electrolytes without providing the right biological signals to trigger your blood vessels to relax. Section 1. The plain water problem. Why hydration isn't just about water. You see, as our bodies age, our blood behaves very differently. Plasma volume naturally drops, and our red blood cells become a bit stiffer. And this brilliantly illustrates the issue. When you look at young blood vessels, they're highly flexible and packed with chemical messengers, ensuring a nice, smooth flow. But in an over 60 system, we see increased stiffness and much more rigid red blood cells. So when plain water enters this aging system, it simply lacks the necessary biological keys to tell those stiff vessels to open up and let the blood flow. Section 2. The nitric oxide secret, the master molecule of circulation. So how do we actually fix this aging vessel problem? The exact physiological mechanism we need to target is nitric oxide. It is literally the master molecule of your cardiovascular system. When its levels drop as we age, your heart has to work a lot harder, and less oxygen reaches your brain and muscles. To fix our hydration problem, we need to boost this specific molecule using targeted natural water enhancers. And believe it or not, in short-term testing, the right natural ingredients added to water actually outperformed pharmaceutical vasodilators, with absolutely no prescriptions required. Section 3. Essential mineral balancers, restoring cellular equilibrium. Let's start our countdown of these natural enhancers, focusing on the drinks that provide the vital electrical signals and minerals that your aging vessels are practically begging for. First up, we have Himalayan pink salt in water. Unlike stripped-down table salt, pink salt contains 84 trace minerals. When you combine just a quarter teaspoon of it in 16 ounces of warm water with our Synergy tip, which is half a fresh lemon, the vitamin C actually triples your body's ability to absorb those minerals. It creates this perfect isotonic solution that beautifully matches your blood plasma. Our second recipe is unsweetened coconut water. This stuff is loaded with bioavailable potassium to balance out sodium and reduce vessel pressure. If you pair that with a handful of pumpkin seeds, you get a massive hit of magnesium to support perfect heart muscle contraction. Now, the results for that salt and lemon drink are just stunning. A 2023 study in the Journal of Cardiovascular Health showed that drinking this combination every single morning led to a 23% improvement in peripheral blood flow in just 2 weeks. And even more fascinating, blood pressure actually normalized. Because these minerals pull the water directly into your cells instead of just flushing it right through your system, you actually experience a decreased need for frequent urination. You're finally holding on to your hydration. Section 4. Inflammatory and antioxidant protectors, clearing the pathways. While minerals give the electrical signals, this next category of enhancers actively fights the fibrin and inflammation that makes your blood thick, sticky, and just hard to pump. Now, what's really interesting here is how we're essentially hacking the body's chemistry. The first recipe mixes 2 tablespoons of raw apple cider vinegar in 12 ounces of water. The acetic acid in ACV increases nitric oxide, but when you add the Synergy tip of a quarter teaspoon of true Ceylon cinnamon, you're mimicking the exact blood flow hacks used by professional athletes. The cinnamon acts as a potent natural blood thinner. The second recipe is green tea, which is packed with ECGC, a master antioxidant that signals vessel relaxation and drives oxygen straight to your brain. Adding a squeeze of lemon stabilizes that ECGC so your body can actually absorb it. Just look at these stats from a 127-person American Heart Association study on that apple cider vinegar and cinnamon combination. Blood flow velocity jumped by 31%, arterial flexibility went up by 28%, and nitric oxide production increased by 34%. But here's the tangible, real-world benefit for you. Participants experienced an average temperature increase of 2.3 degrees Fahrenheit in their cold extremities. That is quite literally the physical feeling of your circulation turning back on. Section 5. Ultimate Nitric Oxide Elixirs, the heavy hitters of vascular health. Let's move to and see how this builds, because if you want the most powerful clinical-grade combinations that literally force your body to produce massive amounts of nitric oxide, this is where you need to pay close attention. These are the heavy hitters. First, beetroot powder and water. Beetroot is packed with dietary nitrates that your body converts to nitric oxide for up to 24 hours of vessel dilation. Combine that with a tablespoon of fresh ginger, which actively prevents your red blood cells from clumping together. Next up is the golden drink. 12 ounces of hot water, a quarter teaspoon of cayenne pepper, a teaspoon of turmeric, and a teaspoon of a healthy fat, like coconut oil. The capsaicin in the cayenne triggers immediate vasodilation within 20 minutes. You can literally feel this one working. But look very closely at the synergy tip for that golden drink. 1/8 of a teaspoon of black pepper. 2,000%. That tiny dash of black pepper is absolutely mandatory because it boosts the absorption of turmeric's anti-inflammatory compound, curcumin, by a staggering 2,000%. Without it, you just aren't unlocking the turmeric's ability to protect your blood vessels at the genetic level. When you use these heavy hitters, the clinical data from Johns Hopkins and the Cleveland Clinic is just incredible. We're talking a 42% reduction in arterial stiffness, a 35% increase in extremity blood flow, so goodbye cold hands, a 51% drop in vessel-damaging inflammatory markers, and a massive 38% improved blood flow to the brain, which is the exact mechanism you need to finally lift that stubborn brain fog. But there is one combination that stands above all the rest. The ultimate elixir. 8 ounces of pure pomegranate juice, 2 tablespoons of raw cacao or dark chocolate, and a pinch of both cinnamon and black pepper. This combination is so profoundly effective that pharmaceutical companies have literally spent millions of dollars trying to replicate its effects in a pill form. So the crucial point in this groundbreaking 5-year study from Harvard Medical School is really just the sheer magnitude of these results. This elixir caused a mind-blowing 230% increase in nitric oxide. Blood flow improved by 47%, and arterial plaque was actually reduced by 35%. The pomegranate stimulates the enzyme that creates nitric oxide, while the cacao prevents its breakdown. Together, they don't just boost flow, they actually repair damaged vessels, literally reversing the biological age of your arteries by 8 to 10 years. Section 6. Habits for lasting flow, maximizing your vascular protocol. Now, a magic drink is great, but remember, these elixirs are part of a broader biological lifestyle. Let's quickly lock in the baseline habits required to let these compounds actually accumulate in your arterial walls. Step 1. Don't wait until you're parched. Drink these synergistic combos consistently before you feel thirsty. Step 2. Combine them with physical activity, even if it's just a brisk 20-minute daily walk to stimulate that healthy circulation. Step 3. Support your blood vessels from every angle with a diet rich in colorful vegetables, healthy fats, and lean protein. And of course, a quick but important disclaimer. If you're over 60 and on blood thinners, blood pressure medications, or have kidney issues, you must always consult your healthcare provider before making major dietary changes, because these natural drinks are highly potent. Which brings us to the ultimate question for you. Which of these life-changing, synergistic drinks are you going to swap your plain water for tomorrow morning? Is it going to be the mineral-rich pink salt, the fiery cayenne and turmeric, or maybe that age-reversing pomegranate and cacao elixir? The science is clear, the power is right there in your hands, and your blood vessels are waiting. Start experimenting, find the flow that works for you, and take control of your hydration today. Keep learning, keep optimizing, and we will see you in the next explainer.